Cek cek. Halo teman-teman, balik lagi bareng gue Ari di channel anak rental. Semoga Sony udah masuk. Gua wait, ada suara nggak sih? Kecil. Gua mau lanjutin lagi game ini karena adek gue besok pulang. Nintendo Switch yang dibawa pulang. Jadi gue lagi pengen menyelesaikan game ini episode 2. Kemarin harusnya pengen gue selesaiin satu kali tapi gagal karena tiba-tiba ada urusan. Ini kita lagi keliling, jadi kita udah selesai di kamarnya Molly yang absurd itu, yang random itu. Sekarang kita mau
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Buset, cewek mau nonton nggak tahu kan, yang penting tamat aja. Gue
When we
pengen
adopted a
namatin.
stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Berarti ini kamar kedua yang akan kita masukin.
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
Delay banget, masa delay sih? Edi tuh berarti dia yang paling tua ya. Ini kamar tertua. Oh enggak, ada Odin 1880. Let's go. Ini kamar buyut ya. Masih dipertahankan juga.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Eddie? Keturunan Dewa Odin apa?
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Belum selesai. Gimana sih? Bisa digeser-geser nggak sih ini? Kayaknya nggak ada lagi deh guys. Kecuali pintu ini.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Nah, kebuka dah. Secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Wow.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Itu yang Odin ketinggalan. Yang Odin.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Yang Odin mana yang ini? Nah ini ditekannya apa ini? Gak bisa ganti-ganti. Tuh. Gak bisa, yes.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Mole man? Masa tikus tanah?
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed.
Gesernya
She
pakai
could
apa?
have, but she didn't.
Tak bisa. Udah berapa kali dicoba? Tahi lalat atau mole tikus tanah, oh bisa juga ya. Nggak bisa digeser. Hidung gua gatal lagi. Umur 1 tahun doang ini Calvin Finch.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Dah, belum selesai. Bener itu kok udah saving di situ. Bener guys, belum selesai guys. Yes, tekan apa ya sini yes? Coba. Tuh belum selesai guys, itu udah kamar baru lagi tuh. Di kamar ini belum selesai.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Yang Odin digeser ke atas. Oh ini dia udah ke atas cuma mentok segini. Oh Oh, R2, guys. Kemarin yang jadi hewan-hewan itu dia lagi baca diarinya Eddie. Ini tuh si Finch, ini tuh yang paling, ini tuh kita tuh yang terakhir tuh si
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son,
kemarin
Johan.
itu punyanya
On January 7th,
Ntar gua liatin.
1930s.
Tuh kita tuh edit tuh kan si pemerannya tuh yang masih yang belum meninggal satu-satunya tuh. Tahun 99 kan. Terus nah yang kemarin itu yang jadi hewan-hewan itu Molly. Molly tuh kayak neneknya jauh lah. Neneknya deh kayaknya, saudara neneknya gitu. Dia meninggal muda juga tuh. Cuman 10 tahun umurnya.
7, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Habis. Iya, kursnya belum tahu kita.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Yes, kesini yes, bantu translate. Nah ini baru saving. Gampang banget gambar sketch ya, namanya juga. Jangan nuntut banyak guys. Udah kasihan yang bikin game capek. Jadi ini kamar Calvin, Fort Calvin. Dia itu 1950, 11 tahun doang umurnya guys. Tapi selalu ada yang bertahan lama dari semua saudara, pasti ada satu yang bertahan lama, itu yang bikin
I
ada
knew Grandpa
generasi.
Sam had a twin.
Grandpa Sam punya kembaran katanya.
And that he never talked about him.
Tapi nggak pernah diomongin.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Kamarnya tuh artistik semua guys.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch.
Jadi dia tuh
The thing I
mempertahankan
remember
kamarnya banget
is
gitu
that
loh
when he
Han.
made up his mind,
Tapi
that
nggak
was
boleh
it.
dimasukin sama dia waktu itu. Itu kasurnya 2. Kenapa kakinya tuh? Cedera.
My brother
Jadi-
said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Dia makan, saudaranya mati gara-gara mati makan jamur.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Oh. Kalau jangan tidak akan takut lagi guys di pemakaman.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Kayak kita akan melompat nih.
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Oh, ini lagi Sam lagi cerita tentang Calvin.
Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe
Ayo
he'd
lompat,
still
Calvin.
be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Ready.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Bang, udah bang. Makan malam itu udah ready loh. Lah. Jadi rendah lagi, udah nggak tinggi lagi, guys. Setelah Sam siapa lagi? Tuh, ada Sam tuh. Ada Sam di bawah tuh, lihat. Ada Calvin, mereka ada kakak, ada Barbara, ada Molly. Tapi Sam dia lumayan lama umurnya tuh, sampai 33 tahun. Gue kan bakal lompat tau, ternyata enggak ya? Apa harus lebih kenceng lagi? Oh, dia pengen terbang katanya. Iya, kan dia baca diarinya ini. Diarinya Sam tentang Calvin.
The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
Lagi-lagi halu, guys. Kirain terbang beneran tadi. Pokoknya kata-kata pusing. Emang nyeritain ke semuanya tuh.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Oh, kayak dia pakai topi astronot gitu ya, topi pilot gitu. Menuju keterbatasan melampauinya.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Ini mereka kan kasurnya dua tuh. Ini adik kakak mereka, ini Sam. Ini Calvin, gitu Fordnya ya.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room
Mana
again.
tulisannya tuh? Ngomong doang, tulisannya hilang. Terus kita kemana lagi nih? Ke atas sini kah belum? Oh.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Jadi dia selama tinggal di rumah ini,
Growing up,
ada banyak ruangan yang
I
nggak
always
boleh
thought of
dimasukin
Barbara as a child star.
oleh si Edith gitu loh. Nah nanti setelah dia ninggalin rumah lama, tinggal di satu yang hidup, dia diwariskan kunci gitu. Ini kan udah tadi
I
ya.
never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Ini beda lagi ya.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Ih, keren banget ya. Vibes-nya tuh majalah jadul banget, guys.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Ini 2019 apa?
Getting better.
2000 berapa?
I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't
Kayaknya udah deh yang itu ya.
So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, kita mainin ini.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Lah. Apakah di dalam, guys? Waduh.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Serem banget.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Waduh.
Rick?
Barb, relax.
Di prank.
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not
Oh,
scared.
karena dia terkenalnya gara-gara
I'm
screamnya waktu
furious.
kecil kan.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Gak jalan lagi teman-teman. Kaget anjir.
Walter, are you there?
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Bigfoot
Barbara
kah?
turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Anjir psikopat.
And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Game apa sih? Mana dia?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Wah,
Oh dear.
gila.
The monsters had come to
Ulang tahun.
surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
Tuh dia cuma dipaksa buat teriak doang itu.
I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans.
Ice cream.
Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it
Nah
all
ini Scooby-Doo guys.
hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her.
Huh?
Her ear.
Huh?
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Terlalu absurd anjir.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Barbara lumayan lama tuh. Edit tuh kayaknya tahun 2011, sekarang 2011. Tahun Barbara. Mengerikan banget nih game. Bener, tinggal kupingnya doang. Tadi lewat mana ya? Tadi gue ada jalan di sini. Terlalu random.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Gak bisa gue buka kah?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Ini udah tadi kan kamar Calvin itu udah masuk. Ini kamar Gregory belum pernah masuk nih. Kamar Eddie sama Sven di sini. Terus kita kemana lagi ya?
I wonder if
Kemana
that
lagi,
comic
guys?
was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Musik box di basement. Mana lagi basementnya?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Ini kayak workshop gitu ya.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Gue takut ngantuk guys, gue kerja jam 8 lagi.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Ada penyimpanan makanan ya?
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Dia lagi ngungsi ya?
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Warga selamanya dikira mall man.
Even a monster
di basement.
on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
Walter bermasalah karena Barbara mati.
Whatever that thing was,
Dia mengurung diri di
it was
dalam.
gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
Kayak gitu.
Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Anjir, berapa dalam nih? Ada basement lagi nih.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a
Dia sembunyi
single
takut
week.
mati, semua saudaranya mati karena curse.
I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Terus sekarang dia capek, takut makanya keluar. Langsung mati juga, ketabrak kereta gitu ya.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Ini gak pernah kasih tau kalau ada di bawah dia gitu selama ini. Lama dia sembunyinya. Wah, keluarga gue bener gila nih.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Tuh, semua itu bekas-bekasnya tuh ada tuh guys. Bekas-bekas bertahan hidupnya dia.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Terus kemana?
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Jadi lagi bicara sama you. Hah?
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Ya balik lagi dong ke sini.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Nah, itu kuburannya kayak manggil-manggil, bro. Itu ada daun tuh. Kayak manggil-manggil kan?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Habis napak tilas dia kembali masuk ke rumahnya lagi.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom's
lagi hamil.
nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Foto-fotonya guys.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Nah, kita gerakin guys.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
I'm over here, Dad.
Just need to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can hit the road.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what? Come on already. I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Still freezing, though.
Aw.
Apa harus gue foto nih? Sampai kapan berakhirnya nih? Halo Randy. Gimana nih beresin ini guys? Foto bapaknya. Masa nggak blur?
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Nothing quite like being outside.
Bapaknya nggak ada anjir. Ngapain lagi foto-foto Ren? Mana Yes?
gas in the tank, I guess.
Kalau aku nampak Bang Ari FC24 hampir nge-comeback di mana? Ada nggak di video? Wait, nggak tahu gua mau ngapain ini. Ada lagi live dia kiri bawah. Kenapa tiba-tiba ngajarin dari kiri bawah? Kiri bawah di pohon.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Dari tadi.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
I'm over here, Dad. Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don!
Nice.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dia nangis sama rusa yang dia bunuh sendiri, guys. Oh, gue sekarang pakai
Sorry, Don.
bapaknya.
Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Wah. Wah. Kayaknya mati, guys.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Itu tadi yang cewek siapa, Edith? Tadi tuh Edith, bukan? Wah. Guys, sudah 2:30, gue besok kerja jam 8 guys. Nanti gue beli gamenya aja, nanti gue lanjutin sendiri. Thank you udah nonton teman-teman. Tadi down. Oh, emaknya Edith. Oh, oke. Udah, thank you semua. Dadah. Thank you Randy, thank you Fat.